What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit, RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you guys with another video from eBay Open 2018 in Las Vegas. I'm here with Joe DeMarco of the Crazy New York Driver YouTube channel. And how many subscribers do you have right now?
Nowhere near as many as you, Steve. I have about 13,000 and
That's
change.
a lot of people. There's 2,000 people here, and that's a lot of people. 13,000, that's impressive.
Thank you.
Joe's been on YouTube for quite a few years. He's got a big channel that's centered around eBay. He's also a large eBay seller as well. Been doing it for years. You sell a lot of hubcaps, right?
Yes.
And that's a cool niche. There's not a lot of people that I hear that sell them.
No, because, you know, it's a time-consuming and very labor-intensive niche.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot of used ones I buy in junkyards. I have to clean them up, refurbish them, then list them on eBay. And I also buy new old stock from dealerships that are downsizing. So I like to buy brand new ones, even though I pay more.
Yeah.
There's no work involved.
So we were talking about what we were going to make this video about. And one of the challenges that people are facing on eBay, and even you're dealing with it a little bit, are fakes, knockoffs, and counterfeit items. Do you want to talk a little bit about how this is affecting your business and even other sellers on eBay?
I would love to, Steve.
Let's dive into it.
So let's use Toyota as an example. Let's say I go and I buy a Toyota lot of hubcaps from a dealer who's going out of business. Now, the dealer themselves charge about $100 per hubcap for a Toyota. I will sell a brand new one for half the price, 50 bucks, which is great. But a problem that has reared its ugly head in the last year or two are fake copycat items being represented as the real thing. Now, these fake copycat items are all made overseas. They're imported here on containers. And when they make them, they are blank. They do not have the Toyota emblem on them. Once they get here in the United States, there are some unscrupulous people who will knock off the Toyota emblem. They'll make a cheap decal instead of a raised chrome emblem. They'll stick it on the hubcap, and then they'll represent it as a genuine Toyota part. I invite you to go on eBay and you'll check.
There's so many of them.
There's one seller in particular, I'm not going to name him. He's doing it with every foreign car out there. Toyota, Nissan, Volkswagen. If you look at the hubcap, it looks just like the real thing. Unless you're sharp and you look at the decal, you can see it's just a cheap sticker that he put on.
But how about the material of the actual item? That can't be the same.
It's not. Toyota hubcaps are durable ABS plastic. These cheap knockoffs are very, very thin, and people break them just punching them onto the wheel. Very poor quality, and those sellers usually have quite a few negs.
And this is affecting your business, and we can even parallel this to like shoes. Like Nike shoes are counterfeited like crazy. There's so many Ralph Lauren polo items. There's all these counterfeits out there, and what it's doing is it's essentially pulling down the market, right?
Very true. If I'm selling a brand new factory Toyota hubcap for $50 plus shipping, a customer scrolls down and sees what he thinks is the same hubcap for $20 plus shipping, he's going to buy from the other guy. Now, if the other seller actually says, this is a cheap aftermarket, it's not genuine, that's one thing. But there are several sellers who do not say that. They're representing it as the genuine item.
Let me ask you a question. One thing that I was always worried about when I was selling clothing was selling a fake item. Because sometimes it's hard. Not, you know, some of them are 100% dead obvious, like some Lacoste polos, and it's like, it doesn't even look like a crocodile. It's so obvious. But there's certain items that look very similar. I always had a fear, Joe, that I would sell something fake, and then I would get a negative return, negative feedback, and I would get kicked off eBay. It was always a fear of mine. How are these sellers not getting kicked off? Because people have got to be recognizing that they're not real.
Not necessarily. There's many people that do not know the difference.
Wow.
I mean, all you have to do is look at the back. Toyota has their original part number stamped right in, whereas the cheap copies usually say made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's plain as black and white.
Yeah. What about Vero? Talk about that.
Yes.
What is that, first of all, for the people who don't know what this is?
When you're selling on eBay, there's such a thing called a Vero rights policy. Vero means that only the person who owns that trademark can report it as counterfeit. For instance, I cannot call up eBay and report these sellers for selling counterfeit
because
Toyota
you're not
hubs.
Toyota.
Right. I'm just a regular seller. Toyota themselves would have to call eBay. And these big car companies do not want to be bothered.
It's just not worth it for them, a couple $1,000 or whatever.
But it really adds up.
But that's hurting their brand.
It is.
Because all it takes is, especially in today's era with social media, you can take one bad experience and it could go viral on Facebook.
Sure, it's true. But I don't think the people at Toyota really care enough, or they haven't explored it enough, or maybe they don't realize how prolific this is. And it's not just with hubcaps, it's with other parts as well. Taillights. You got to be really careful when you buy this stuff online.
When are these sellers U.S. based as well? They are, because it's coming in overseas and they're selling it. So it's not even like, because I remember I would shop for items on eBay and I would always avoid like shopping from like China and different places because it was always such cheap crap.
Right.
No offense, but it's just the truth.
Right.
So these are actually U.S. sellers. So people are buying from domestically thinking, oh, it's got to be real.
There's this one seller who I will not mention that in his leading picture has a watermark that says USA seller. USA seller,
Yeah.
right on his lead picture. Now that leads people to think, well, he's here in the US and he's representing the hubcaps as the right thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be legit.
So what advice would you have, Joe, for somebody who's maybe selling, hubcaps, or they're selling shoes and they're having a hard time keeping their profit margins up, or maybe they could be doing much better because there's these fake Chinese, Taiwan, whatever, international sellers who are bringing in all these bootlegs and it's bringing the market down. What can we do? What's the solution? How do we solve this issue?
I wish we could solve it ourselves. We can't. And eBay, don't blame eBay because they don't have the power to yank these listings. They are not the Vero rights owner. It's the brand, whether it's, like I said, Toyota or Nike or Ralph Lauren or whatever it is. Now, if you're really concerned about this, guys, you could contact the legal department of the particular manufacturer in question who you sell for. Like, for instance, I contacted Nissan. I wrote them a whole email, explained everything. They got back to me and said, thank you for the information. We'll contact you again if we need any more.
Just like a cookie cutter response.
They didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're going to have to, face the problems when they come because, if it keeps happening, it could affect their brand.
It could.
Yeah.
And they're also spamming the listings, these China... Blooper!
No, but it's like we were talking before and we didn't want to point out one specific place because some of these sellers are coming from China. They're coming from where? Taiwan, you said, all over the place. So it's not just one location, but let's just be honest. Like a lot of it is coming from Chinese sellers.
A lot of it is.
It is.
It is, and they're spamming. Like I said, the guy I was talking about before, he will have one set of China hubcaps that are, let's say, size 14-inch. He'll make a listing. Chevy, let's just say Chevy Cavalier 14-inch hubcaps. Have a picture, the price is $30. He'll then do a second listing. Ford LTD hubcaps, $30, same picture. And he'll do hundreds and hundreds of the same listing. Just changing one keyword or one car model.
Yeah.
That pisses me off so much, not as a seller, but as a buyer, because a lot of times I buy stuff on eBay to flip. So if I type in the keyword hubcaps, I'm met with page after page after
they're
page.
Just spamming.
I just give it up.
Just SEO.
I don't buy anything.
Yeah. How's the feedback on these fake, counterfeit sellers' accounts?
They always have their share of negative feedback.
Really? Does it say like fake, counterfeit?
Yeah.
I can't believe they're not getting kicked off. I thought it was easy. Like, it's not Amazon. If that happened on Amazon, you're gone.
Right.
But actually, Amazon's battling out with a lot of Chinese sellers as well, with fakes as well.
Mm-hmm.
But they did change some rules. Amazon did some things recently to protect sellers.
I read recently that eBay is actually trying to woo the China market. eBay wants the China market.
I wonder why, though. They just want the cheap prices? Because...
I guess maybe they do sell a lot.
Yeah. Do you see that there's a lot of these fakes selling more than the real? Would you say when you compare your market, are there more fakes than reals being sold?
Right.
Or authentic ones?
It's harder to get the real ones.
Yeah.
Right? They're in demand. People want the quality.
Yeah.
But those other ones, they're just so prolific all over eBay and Amazon too.
Yeah.
But I care more about eBay because that's where I make my money.
So we're going to try to do our best, maybe talk to some people over here at eBay, try to raise some awareness around this. But, you know, this is just one of the many issues that a platform deals with. It happens on Amazon too, eBay, all these different platforms are dealing with these. Any final advice or last word or lesson learned this, you know, for the people watching this video?
Guys, if you're buying something, especially in eBay Motors, make sure that it's legit. Make sure there's a part number or a Hollander interchange number. And if you're not sure, message the seller first. All right, because this way if he claims it's real and you get it and it's not real, you can return it at his expense.
Cool. Joe, appreciate you. Again, guys, if you haven't already subscribed to Joe DeMarco, the Crazy New York Driver on YouTube, be sure to do that. I'm going to link down below. And are you going to make any videos about the eBay Open, do you think?
I certainly am.
You are? I knew you were going to. So if you guys didn't have a chance to make it out to the eBay Open, be sure to go check out his channel. He's going to probably do some, you know, update videos and tip videos. And he's got a lot of cool stuff. Real quick, I want to show you guys the view of this hotel. Joe, what do you think of this view, man?
That is awesome. That is a great view. Better than my view in my room.
Yeah. It was worth the $20 upgrade. But I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.